Hazrat Ibrahim A.S, the friend of Allah. Long, long ago, the Arabs worshipped idols. They also believed that the stars control the fate of men. In those days, a child, Ibrahim, was born in Iraq to a man called Azar, who used to make idols and statues for worship. As Hazrat Ibrahim A.S. grew up, he began to realize that man-made idols cannot help anyone. He asked his father and all the other people to stop worshipping idols. One day he asked his father, "How can you worship what you have made yourself? And how can these idols help you?" But his father Azar became angry and said, "Ibrahim, I am warning you that I will punish you if you do not stop asking such questions." This made Hazrat Ibrahim A.S. sad, but he still prayed to Allah for his father. May Allah bless you and may He be kind to you. Namrud, who was the king of Iraq, called himself a god. He also heard about Hazrat Ibrahim A.S. So he called Hazrat Ibrahim A.S. to his court and asked why he did not accept him as God. Hazrat Ibrahim A.S. was brave and was not afraid of anyone except Allah. He answered, "Because you are a human being, just like any one of us, and your idols are deaf, dumb and blind. So how can they be gods?" Namrud was angry and asked, "What can your God do that I cannot?" Hazrat Ibrahim A.S. said, "My God can give and take life. He makes the sun rise from the east and set in the west. Can you make it rise from the west?" Namrud was speechless. He did not know what to say. But as he was a cruel and proud king, he ordered Hazrat Ibrahim A.S. to be thrown into the huge fire. Hazrat Ibrahim A.S. was not afraid, as he knew that Allah would protect him. Allah loved Hazrat Ibrahim A.S. very much and blessed him with the prayer, "O fire, cool down and bless Ibrahim." The fire around him cooled and turned into flowers. After the cruelty of Namrud, Hazrat Ibrahim A.S. left Iraq with his wife Bibi Hajara and went to Palestine. From there he then went on to Egypt. In Egypt he married Bibi Hajara. Allah gave him a son, Ismail. When Ismail a.s. was born, Allah again tested Hazrat Ibrahim a.s. and ordered him to take Hajara and her child Ismail to a deserted place, leave them there and come back. Being a true believer, Hazrat Ibrahim a.s. obeyed Allah. He took Bibi Hajara and Ismail a.s. to a deserted place. On the way, Bibi Hajara asked, "Where are you taking us and why?" Hazrat Ibrahim a.s. did not answer. Bibi Hajara understood and asked, "Is this the will of Allah?" "Yes, it is," replied Hazrat Ibrahim a.s. Bibi Hajara replied back, "Then it does not matter. We will be happy with whatever He has ordered you to do." Hazrat Ibrahim a.s. took them to a place where there was no water and not a tree for miles and left them there. This place was Mecca. It was a great sacrifice, but Ibrahim a.s. did not weaken in his faith of Allah. While he was leaving them, he prayed to Allah in this way, "O Allah, I have settled my offsprings in a barren valley by your holy house, our Lord, that they may perform the prayer. So make the hearts of some of the people to like the place and provide them with fruits. Perhaps they will be thankful." Bibi Hajara was alone in the deserted area between two barren hills, Safa and Marwa. When the child cried of thirst in the heat, she was worried for her little baby. But what could she do? In her suffering, Bibi Hajara ran from one hill to the other in search of help. After running between Safa and Marwa 7 times, she sat down to accept the will of Allah, and then Allah showed His mercy. A spring of water gushed up near Ismail alayhi salam. It is called Zamzam, which means stop, stop. Bibi Hajara was afraid that the water would spread out and be lost. So, from that day onwards, Bibi Hajara was able to survive with her son Ismail alayhi salam. And soon, people with their caravans on their way to other places stopped by and started setting up their houses around the spring of Zamzam. In this way, Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam's prayer was answered, which he had asked for when he was leaving Bibi Hajara and Ismail alayhi salam in desert. In many places in the Quran, Allah has told Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to follow the faith of Ibrahim alayhi salam, who was a true believer and was called Khalilullah, the friend of Allah.